right, y'all. No leaks. Nobody has to feel like they're being exposed to some information that's been leaked or anything. This is coming from Days Digital. They cover everything in culture, whether if it's food, fashion, movies, games, music, whatever. And they put out some screenshots. They got some exclusive screenshots. Tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern time, I will be covering the Netflix GTA 6 reveal, as well as putting it on YouTube. I will be live on both platforms, watching as much content creators who have been flown out to Rockstar North. So if you guys pull up and be a part of the conversation, super with it. But there is so much information that just came out right now. I'm going to have screenshots as well be shown. Actually, we should do that first because the screenshots look fire. I'm telling you, just because we've seen that gameplay leak don't mean we've seen everything in the game. We've seen a build that possibly doesn't have all features enabled, but there is so much stuff that I'm telling you, this is gonna last us another decade. Everything I've just seen in bullet points, I was just so excited to make this video to talk about it with y'all today. So let's go ahead. Let's look at the screenshots here. Holy shit. All right, so we got Days Digital here. They have a magazine. They only charge it like $7.99, but the shipping is egregious. So it ain't even worth it for me. It's all good. Screw it. But we have it here. It says GTA 6, an exclusive deep dive into the video game of the decade, on par with a wonder of the modern world. It says the pressure on Grand Theft Auto 6 to deliver the holy grail of gaming is enormous. We talked to Rockstar's epic team of creative talents to uncover the secrets. There's a lot of text here, but let's go through some of the screenshots we have. They look gorgeous, man. And there's some crazy features I just cannot wait for us to get down and talk about. It says High Life Hotel. Look at the fits that they got. Of course, it looks great. Lucia wears all clothes and glasses. Stock 305. Jason wears all clothes and glasses. Nola, watch for. All right, we don't need to read the name brand. Screw it. Ooh, okay. Nice fit. Is this part of the pre-order or the pre-order 70s joint or whatever it's called, the 80s 70s joint? Or nah, it's probably a different dress. Okay, yeah, this is part. I think that was part of that pre-order. I think if you pre-order, you get the fits from there. So that looked good too. Oh, that look fire. And you can have a dog? Yeah, that's fire. Okay, and of course, GTA 5, you have a dog too. But it just looks better in this game, you know? She got the braids. She got the whole fit. This is GTA, y'all. Look at this shit. This is GTA. It's crazy. That's Boo Ike. That's that club that he had, Jack of Hearts. We have, okay, let me see. Roxy wears all clothes. I forgot where she's from. I forgot what she does, but she looked fire. What the hell? Look at the hairstyles, y'all. Look at that. Look at the body. Look at the titty. Oh, but look at the body. Look at the hair dye, like the little dye on this part, little strand, the strip of the hair. Yo, fire as fuck. The nails. Holy shit. Okay, and this is Raul. This is the guy you're gonna be doing heists with, burglars, right? You know what I'm saying? All right, cool. So we got those screenshots. That's all. That's amazing. That's the autumn 2026 issue. So you get a glimpse of what to like look at. And I think they showcase everything in here from the issue. But if you wanted the magazine format, you can buy it on their website. So there's a lot of information here. So mind you, when I get nervous and I get excited, I sometimes stutter, bitch. So all right, it says here. The story is taken from the autumn 2026 issue of Days, which is on sale internationally on September 10th. Pre-order a copy of the magazine here. I'm not gonna lie, it's on sale internationally from September 10th. I'm not gonna lie, I just don't agree with that. Shipping is egregious. It says on the sweltering Leonida Keys, sweat slicks of the skin of two lovers on the run as they toast new beginnings, watching the sunset over water. A breeze blows through their hair. Okay, this is like a bunch of cool shit that you get to learn. Okay. It says it's been 13 years since Rockstar Games released Grand Theft Auto 5, one of the most acclaimed and controversial video games of all time, and it's been roughly the same amount of time since work began on its sequel, Grand Theft Auto 6, which transports the action from San Andreas, closely inspired by real-life Southern California, to Leonida, based on Florida. That's more than a decade of anticipation, meaning there's unprecedented pressure on the follow-up to meet expectations. As Rob Nelson, head of development and co-studio head at Rockstar North, tells Days, however, I don't know that any amount of external pressure could compare with the pressure we put on ourselves as a team. Okay, it says if you accept that video games are an art form, then Rockstar Games has produced two of the most significant works of the 21st century so far, Grand Theft Auto 5 and the Western theme adventure Red Dead Redemption 2. I said this before in my previous video. A lot of people I always hear talk about Red Dead Redemption 2 story, whereas so many people talk about GTA 5's gameplay and as a whole in its entirety. So I know people love both just as equal, but man, these two games are huge, bro. It says the numbers speaks for themselves. In 2013, the former broke the record for the fastest selling entertainment product of all time, earning $1 billion in just under 3 days. I just added an extra word. It says more than any book or Hollywood film. 5 years later, Red Dead Redemption 2 took the second spot, but the latter also came with a gear shift. While GTA satira, what the fuck, whatever the fuck that mean, modern life with wacky character, high octane car chases, and explosive gunfights, Red Dead Redemption 2 was hailed as one of the most realistic and immersive games to date, with a slower, more emotional tone suited to its storyline. Like I said, a lot of people genuinely love the story for Red Dead Redemption 2. We got this image right here. Now we're trying to see some of the stuff that's listed right here. We look back at our previous games. Now hold on, because I have actually another link that broke down everything that we see here. I was just making sure that we see this, and we got all these details in bullet point form. So I think I might just read that in bullet point form so I don't bore you guys to death with my stutter, because anytime I get nervous, I tend to stutter and I drool, and I don't want to bring that shit to the table. You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and switch that over. Okay, so we got Shinobi 602. Shout out to the Shinobi. I always look at, you know, his gaming news and stuff like that. He has bullet pointed every main thing that came from the article, including showing the screenshots, of course, but every main piece that came from this article. So I'm losing my shit here. Okay, it says player actions now have consequences in the world. Example, walking down the street with a rifle. So in depth, what that basically means is if you walk down the street with a rifle, everybody notices you. You have to move a specific way. I love the attention to detail that they've done here. There's so many games and so many times where these devs would make a game based on a certain story, but like everything else would not apply unless it makes sense to the story. For example, even Mafia. I hate to bring up Mafia, the old country, but that game, I love the game, but some of the stuff just does not make sense. If you're going to make a game based on that time period, old pre-1900s to like 18 or whatever the fuck, you got to make things that kind of make sense towards that story. Did y'all know that Mafia, the old country, had no animals in that game? He had no pets. There was no lifelike going on unless it pertained to the mission. That's like, it really killed the whole vibe for me. It says Jason is an ex-military and a drug runner. Lucia is a fighter fresh out of prison, as we read. It says you can play as a couple or play or cause chaos independently. So in detail, this is so freaking crazy. You can actually see the leaked gameplay isn't getting the full features. You can play the game independently like we just seen with Jason, or you can have your companion with you the whole time and swap between the two at all times. You could complete the whole game together. You could roam around the city together, be in the car together. And I read the whole article so I can reiterate this. You could literally be in the car driving as Jason, Lucia right next to you, then switch over to Lucia while Jason's driving, and you can use your phone in the game and participate in all the social media mishaps that are going on, tweet out or whatever they have, whatever versions they have, and actually take part in it, because this game is emulating all the crazy chaos from 2020. That's why it's like super crazy from the first trailer they showed, and you could do everything like that and you can have them together. That's the first time we've ever had a video game that would pair you with a couple, not just a companion. I know I said that, but as a couple. That's fucking crazy. If you actually get that, it's fucking nuts. We didn't even see that with GTA 5, bro. That's crazy. The way they did it with GTA 5 was it pertained to mission base. This is crazy. So it says on the way to a job, you switch between driving or the other character in the passenger seat, scroll on your phone, as I just mentioned. Seamlessly swap between each during a mission. Story is very Bonnie and Clyde, where Jason and Lucia's relationship is front and centered. So of course you have some balances, some dynamics in going on. I know for a fact Lucia is gonna be the hard ass. She's gonna try to be a bossy girl who's gonna also want that like external and internal love and comfort. You could already tell she's gonna be a whirlwind of emotions, and Jason is gonna be the Franklin. And I just hope he's not too much like Franklin, because one thing that missed a mark for me, in my opinion, was the way they treated Franklin in GTA 5. I hate to be that guy, but I'm gonna say it. I needed Franklin to be a little bit more thuggish and more hood. You know, I'm not gonna lie. It seemed like they toned down who Franklin could have been, and then they went all in with like Trevor being like the crazy trailer trash psychosis motherfucker. I really wish Franklin could have dived more into that character, and that's why people like Lamar so much more. So in this case, I hope Jason still got a little side of him where he bosses up, but also you could tell he's gonna be a little bit soft compared to like Lucia, literally from all the clips that we've seen. It says story is very based on that. It says choices can have repercussions and cut much deeper than Rockstar's previous titles or honor systems. So what they're doing is they're gonna bring in a system, and as I read more into the article, people will remember you if you make relationships or build relationships in the game. Certain people, like you go to a store, they will remember that you try to rob them. They will remember that you caused problems in the store, that you made a mess, that you did too much shit. Depending on what you do in the game, can actually alter some kind of like, for example, if you actually did some dirty shit with some cops, okay, cool. But if you end up screwing cops over or whatever, or if you don't pertain or do their missions or do something specific that pertains to that, I don't want to spoil too much, there you would hold some consequences. There's some repercussions for all this. So you got to really balance out your choices, or else you're just gonna have a difficult story, and it may make for more fun. It says here, Rockstar wants to enable as much self-expression as possible without losing the essence of the characters. So that right there entails that there's gonna be so much more that you can just see as the character grows and learns on their own, rather than making it very, how do you say it, scripted. Like there's a lot of games where you know for a fact you're doing this race, but you know you're supposed to win this race to pursue to continue the story. So they purposely let that car slow down in the game. That happened to me with Need for Speed The Run. I was like, damn, why that car slowing down? He's way ahead of me. And it was because it was scripted that I was supposed to win, not like losing and do a redo. Same thing here. So they're letting you explore and go cut like as deep of emotion immersion as possible with the characters. It says here, exercising returns. Let's fucking go. Working out visibly builds and tones your muscles, bitch. So, oh my God, I'm so hyped, bro. Finally, it's been confirmed. So you could tone up Lucia, you could tone up Jason, possibly eat, put on some weight. I knew that there was going to be so much more. Like, I just knew that they were going to do a lot more with the characters. And we could see the build quality on Jason as well from the screenshots. What else we got? Food affects your weight. A fucking course, bitch. It says spending a long time without sleep, running from the police, or on a multi-day bender will have an effect on Jason and Lucia. That's another thing I knew, because they have a perk system in the game. They have perks for your characters. They have like undertones for the characters. They really do genuinely feel, move, lifelike, and they react to each other. So if all of a sudden you end up not getting your rest, not getting your sleep, your missions, you might move slower. You might be a little bit inaccurate. You might drive and swerve a little bit more. That's gonna be crazy, bruh. Okay, you have filled with things. Wait, did I do that one? Okay, filled with things to discover. Rockstar spent years on the ground in Miami and surrounding areas for research. So of course I already knew that. I would love to do some hunting in there, sports stuff. We already seen the Take-Two collaboration with NBA 2K, which I think is fucking lit. So we already know they're gonna have that down packed. It says here, Rockstar met with ex-criminals, law enforcement, club promoters, gun dealers, and other notorious real-life people to help bring the world to life. That's the one thing I've always loved about Rockstar. I think when they were filming, was it San Andreas? I forgot which GTA it was, and they heard the voice lines of some of the guys, and they were like, yo, you mind if we just make our own voice lines? And they were like, sure. And they heard them speak, and they slang, and they vernacular, and they vocabulary. And Rockstar was like, this is what we're gonna need for moving forward. And that's why you got that genuine like dialogue that you hear in their games, when you hear like the homies talking amongst each other, the Mexicans talking amongst each other, like shit be mad authentic with it. Okay, now it says exceptional NPC. Let me see. It says exceptional NPC. variety. From young to old, tall, short, tattooed, pierced, plastic surgery, more varied body types and clothes. We've seen that from the leaks. I love even reading about it, and I love the fact that they're putting this information out there. Like I said, I wasn't really affected by the leaks. It just confirmed more that what we saw was just bite-sized pieces, hors d'oeuvres, appetizers of the full shit of what we're going to get. It says Rockstar developed new tools and pipelines that enable them to build the most detailed and varied character population we've ever created. I'm all for it. I really do hope that the Rockstar builder is going to still be in the game, in the recording, creator, whatever software they have. But I know the tools that they use to capture everybody, because we've seen it in that early build. He's walking around a large crowd and he's not even lagging. And even though it's a recent build, it's still an earlier build compared to like where they're at now, and no lag whatsoever. Rockstar has more than doubled in size since Red Dead Redemption 2. We know that they got like 3,500, 6,500, one of those numbers. They have a lot of employees. Unfortunately, Cyberleaks came out today and said they're far from done, but we don't truly know that, man. Even though he has a recent build, we don't know if that person's build that he stole from or hacked was one and then the other person had a different build. I always look at it like certain teams in the development team has certain builds and then they come together and then put these features that work together. I don't know. We truly don't know. And it says over 50 real street artists were brought in to design murals in the game. Fucking fantastic, bro. This is the stuff we love to hear from Rockstar. We just wish you guys communicated a little bit with us, because we as fans love to hear this, and it just, we never know if things are canceled or not. You guys canceled Midnight Club, Bully 2, and a few other games because of Grand Theft Auto. You know what I mean? It says the team that deals with vehicle handling is made up of literal race car drivers. That's fucking fire. So when everybody's trying to do all those clickbait videos showing that GTA 5 driving versus GTA 6, I know it's bullshit. You could just tell the way the driving is in this game. It kind of feels, I haven't even played it. It looks like Wreckfest. I don't know if you guys ever heard of that game. It looks like Wreckfest, like there's a lot of body weight distribution to the cars. So I'm more than excited to get hands on, bro. I just can't fucking wait. This was a lot to unpack. I'm so freaking excited, bro. Like, you don't understand. Like, I'm so hyped for the Netflix reveal. I'm so hyped that this guy is leaking shit. I don't agree with the Lucia prologue leak. Hey, man, that was fucking whack. That was fucking whack. You might need to get caught. But outside of that, I'm so hype about tomorrow. Y'all, I will be live after the premiere, and after I put out my video, I'm gonna be live for several hours only talking about GTA 6 and breaking down GTA 6. I'm gonna be breaking that shit down so much. I cannot wait to see the streams filled up with a bunch of you guys just talking about the game, being excited for the game. I don't want to hear about no PlayStation blackout. Respectfully. I'm just saying, you know, we gaming. All right. So I love you guys. Let me know what you guys think about these features. Holy shit. I'm so excited, man. I love y'all so much. God bless. And I'll catch y'all on another episode, man. Peace out, chat.